Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Welcome to the session. Can you hear me? If yes, please type yes in the chat box. Thank you, Maheshwari. Thank you, Irshad. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining day three. I hope you have enjoyed day one and day two. Welcome to day three of Python. What are the new concepts what we are learning in today's session? We learn about string data type. I think we had a basic understanding about string data type in the previous session. Multi-line string literals. Indexing in strings is very, very important. So what is indexing? How can we use indexing in string? Slice operator, length function. Positive indexing, negative indexing, we'll be learning both, very frequently used. Typecasting, important, very important from the interview point. What is typecasting? Or they'll ask you, how can we convert the values from one data type to other data type? So these are the points to be discussed in our today's session. Okay. As usual, before moving on to today's session, any questions? Do you want to discuss anything? Do you want to convey anything? Please raise your hand. We have a hand raise option in Zoom. You can raise your hand and then you'll be allowed to unmute and talk. Rishabh, good morning. How are you? How are you doing today? Your location?
Yeah, good morning, Sunil. Actually, I am having experience into Linux. In
Linux. Very good.
2021, I had attended your session in AWS. Now
Oh,
I had
long
that,
back.
yeah, long back. That
Okay,
time
good.
I could not practice. So
Okay.
I was waiting for your training, but now I heard that you will be teaching only AWS DevOps.
Correct. I'm
So
not teaching AWS. I'm teaching only DevOps now.
yeah, now is it fine if I go with the Python plus AWS? Now Ankit Narula, someone.
Yeah, yeah. Go with
Other trainer.
go with Ankit. He's also very good trainer. Okay.
Okay.
You can proceed with Ankit. Ankit, no problem. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, we
Parallelly, I
have
can do
learned
both, right?
my AWS sessions, right? We have not practiced at that point of time. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't practice, but I have your recording sessions. That
Okay.
was very
Good.
nice. Your
Good. Thank
teaching
you.
is very excellent. So,
Thank you, Irshad.
and
Thank you for following us from 2021. Okay. And learn Python anytime. It is always good to have one Python experience because Python is used in scripting, Irshad. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So it's always good, right? So
yes.
let's upskill the Python also. Thank you.
After AWS, I can do AWS DevOps, right? Now
Yes, you
you're
can do.
teaching it
No, you can do directly DevOps also. Okay,
directly DevOps.
because you have some exposure on AWS, right? Okay, you can
Yes.
directly do DevOps also, no problem. But
Okay.
AWS is also strong knowledge is required. So it's up to you. People learn one after the first they learn AWS and come to DevOps, or people learn DevOps and then come to AWS. Okay. So
Okay. Thank you.
you're from which you are
I'm
located in
from
which city?
Bangalore.
Bangalore. Okay. How many years of experience you have?
I have 7 years, around 7 years experience into
Linux
Linux.
administration.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Thank you. So, have you learned shell scripting?
No, I didn't get
You
any
remember? I
experience.
think 6 months back I have trained shell scripting. Do you know that?
I didn't join your sessions. I was just.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Is it good if I learned shell scripting or Python for a Linux admin?
Preferably shell scripting is the advantage when compared to Python. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Good morning, Rahul.
Good morning, Sunil. So basically, I just want to understand. I'm from network background.
Okay.
So this Python scripting, I know some basic about this, but how I can utilize this for my network background? If you can provide some light on that, then that
See,
is really helpful.
when you want to automate activities, okay, there are a lot of automation tools related to networking, right? In such cases, you need write Python code. Okay. So this knowledge helps you, Rahul. This knowledge helps you to automate activities with respect to networking. Okay. You can those automation activities you can also do it for shell scripting also using shell scripting also. That is this is something equivalent to shell scripting. Okay. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Let's proceed. Okay. Okay. Welcome to day three. Let's plan. We have started understanding strings. Quick recap. Where are we writing our Python code? Using the tool called as Edit Plus. I hope you have installed Python in your personal laptop. It just takes just 2 minutes. If you're not done it, please do it. Please install Python. Please install Edit Plus. Please watch the recorded sessions. So these are the files what we have created in the yesterday session. We have abc.py, hello.py. This is a backup file. Please ignore this. This is sunil.py. So we are creating some Python files. Where are we creating Python files? We are creating Python files in E drive 11 a.m. folder. So these are the Python files whatever we are creating. Okay, so let's proceed. So participants, I write a value. Is anybody wants to discuss with me with respect to data type? Please raise your hand. I want someone who wants to have a discussion with me. It's not question and answer session. If anyone ready to have a discussion with me, please raise your hand so that we can discuss. Okay. The point is perfect. Praveen, thank you. Good morning. I write a value, Praveen. Tell me the data type of that value. Okay.
Okay.
10. What is the data type?
Data type integer.
10.5.
Float.
True.
True Boolean.
What I write? 10 in single quotes.
10 in single quotes in the sense integer it will.
What I write? 10 in single quotes. Anything in single quotes, it is considered as string.
String. Okay. Okay.
Normal 10 is considered as integer.
Integer. Okay.
Anything when you enter, so whatever, for example, if I write my name, okay, this is
Yeah.
also a string, right?
String. Yeah.
Something similar, this is also a string. Okay. So anything a string is nothing but sequence of characters. It can be alphabets or numbers, whatever it is. Sequence of
Okay.
characters should be enclosed in either single quotes or double quotes is considered as a string. We know we have a type function, isn't it? I mean, type will return the
Yeah.
data type of a particular value. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So quick
Yes.
recap. Let's do that. In line number 2, what is the name of the variable?
This
In
string.
line number 2, what is the name of the variable?
Yeah. Sunil.
Correct. Yes. No. Variable name is A.
So, yeah. Okay.
My question is, what is the name of the variable? The name of the variable is A. Okay. Very simple.
Yeah.
Okay. And what value I am storing?
Sunil.
So it is what
Just-
data type?
String.
Can we verify? We have used print function. In the print function, we'll be using type function. I want to know the data type of the variable A. The data type of variable A is, let's open the command prompt. Let's go to the location where the Python file is available. Participants, if you are
CD.
missing a participants, if you're missing a particular session, for example, if you have missed yesterday's session, watch the video. Okay, it is available in our YouTube channel. So E drive CD 11 a.m. Python file name. What's the file name? abc dot.
Py.
So it's a string data type.
String.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is the data type of A?
Integer.
Now, if I write 10 in single quotes,
String.
string.
Yeah.
It is not integer. Anything, participant.
String.
These are all very important. You'll get it in the written exams. Okay. What is the data type of A? You have to be very clear. So thank you, Praveen. Thank you for your communication. So participants, basics are very, very important. When you're strong in basics, okay, you can learn advanced concepts by yourself. Okay, so you have to be very clear. String, anything which is in single quotes is considered as string. One more important point. This true is a Boolean data type, right? True is a Boolean data type. Okay, if you see. Now true is what? True is a boolean. Can you say bool? But the same value true, if you enclose it in single quotes, the same value if true, if you enclose it in single quotes, it is not considered as boolean. I hope now you got it. It is considered as string. Let's verify it. True, I'm enclosing it in single. Like Sunil, I'm enclosing it in single quotes. True, I'm enclosing it in single quotes. Now, what is the data type of A? It is string. Concept of string, anything when single quotes, in single quotes or double quotes, it is called as a string. Got it? So we had an understanding about how the string data type, how Python deals with strings. Okay. Now, multi-line string literal. When you want to deal with strings which is of multiple lines, then we go for triple quotes. So we already have learned it. You cannot write type of A. You have to write print of type of A. Print of type of A. So it is a string data type. And if you want to know if you want to print the variable A, you'll get it in multiple lines. Okay, you're getting it. So when you're dealing with strings which is of multiple lines, we have to use triple quotes. Remember that. Okay. Next. Let's discuss about indexing. Let's discuss about indexing. Okay. Indexing in string. Look at this. Variable A, I'm storing a value Sunil. Okay. Variable A, I'm storing a value Sunil. Now print of A, I'm printing the variable A. So obviously what is printed? What is printed? Obviously Sunil is printed. Now in this particular Sunil, I don't want to print the entire string. I want to print only the first character. I want to print only the first character. I want to print only the second character. I want to print only the last character. If you want to print entire string, okay, no doubt, you can just mention the variable name. So entire string is printed. But if you don't want to print the entire string, you want only the first character to be printed. When you want only first character to be printed, only when you want only this first two characters to be printed. So when you want this kind of things to happen, this happens in many times when you're writing in a, when you're experiencing an application, when you're entering some, when you're logging into your internet banking, you'll get a message saying that OTP will be delivered to some mobile number which is starting with some first digit. It will show only first digit or first two digits. Or for example, when you're looking at the debit card, you will only look at the last four digits of the debit card. Remaining characters are masked. So sometimes you don't want to show entire values. You want to only look at a specific character. For example, in this particular value string, I want to look at only I want to display only first character. The first character is yes. Can you access the first character in a string? Can you control it? Yes, you can do it by using the concept of indexing. By using the concept of indexing. Look at this diagram. Okay. So this is a string, right? SUNIL string. This is how many characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So every character you can access by using index number. Okay. The index numbering starts with 0. So if you want to access the first character, it starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So total length is 5. It is 0 to 4. So this is called indexing. So by in string, you can take the advantage of indexing. Now, if you want to access the first character, if you want to print the first character, so what is the index number you have to use? The index number what you have to use is 0. So look at the way I'm writing this particular code. Print. The syntax is print A of index number 0. 0 refers to which character? First character. So line number 4 will give you entire value Sunil, but line number 6 will give you only the first character. Yes. Yes. Now are you able to control only the one character? That is possible by using indexing. Okay. Now instead of 0, if I write 1, this is 0, this is 1. So one is nothing but second character. I want to access the last character L. L is nothing but index number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you write index number 4, yes, last character. Got it? Perfect. So what is the what is the advantage of indexing? Especially you don't want to print entire string, you want to print only the specific character. If you want to control a specific character, in such case, you can use index numbers. By default, index number starts with, remember, interview point of view. By default in string, the index number starts with 0. By index number starts with 0. Okay? Now, there is a slice operator. There is a slice operator which is frequently used in strings. There is a slice operator which is frequently used in strings. What is a slice operator? Before showing you how to use slice operator in strings, what is the meaning of the term slice? General meaning, not with respect to technology. Participants, what is the general meaning of the term slice? For example, I want a slice of a bread. I want a slice of a bread. What is that meaning, Praveen? What is the general meaning of the term slice?
Piece of a bread.
Piece of a bread. I want a slice of an apple. If you look at first, remember, whenever you are learning a technology, look at the general meaning of the term. Okay, for example, if you write slice meaning, okay, slice is nothing but look at the similar words: piece, portion. Okay, cut into slices, break, piece. I want a slice. So this is the meaning. Slice is nothing but cut. So you can use slicing. Using index number, what you can do, you can only access first character, third character, second character, last character. But you want first 3 characters. You want first 3 characters. Only 1, 2, 3, SUN. I want first 3 characters. Index number, you can access only individual characters, but you want some set of piece. You want a slice of a particular portion. You can't have SUN or you want IL to be printed. You want a slice of a particular string, then you slice. As the name suggests, if you want a slice of a string, you can go for slice operator. How exactly the slice operator is used so that we can pick up that particular specific slice of from a string? Let's experience it. Slice, I hope you got the concept. Slice is nothing, slice is with respect to string. When you want to get a part of the string, then we go for slice. Okay, for example, requirement. The string is Sunil, my word, my name. I want slice of the above string. For example, I want UNI. Only last 3 characters is the requirement. I want only last 3 characters. How can you get that particular piece? How can that particular slice? Is there any syntax to use slice? Definitely. Yes, we will see that. Look at this. The syntax is begin index and ending index. Begin index A of begin index and ending index. What you want? NIL, right? You want NIL. So this is what you want, NIL. So what is the beginning index of N? 2. What is the ending index of ending index 4? So use 2, 4. So syntax is A of 2 colon 4. You have to use colon, for example. I want UNI. So 0, 1, 2. Okay, so let's try. Print of 2 square brackets colon sorry. Oh, so we don't need to off. When you write 2, 4, and 4, please observe here. Observe here. NI. Are you getting L? What is our target? Our target is NIL. So if beginning index is 2, but ending index is 4. So that's the reason I have tried 2:4. But are you getting NIL? No, you're not getting NIL. You're getting only NI. So you have to understand what is the concept of ending index. Look at this. It returns end minus 1. It returns end minus 1. So what I have used, look at the program with respect to program. Compare the program. 4 minus 1 is nothing but 4 minus 1. It returns n minus 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is nothing but 3. So that's the reason you're getting 2 and 3. You are getting n and I as an output. So the syntax is when you write the begin index and end index, it returns n minus 1. Are you understanding? Okay. So when you write 1, 4, 1, 4, what is the response you're getting? Tell me what is output. Begin index is 1. 1 is nothing but u. End index is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So u and I will be the output. Am I right? Let's try. U and I is output. The output is U and I. Are you understanding? Why are we getting U and I? U, N, I. Begin ending index is 1. 1 is nothing but U. End index is 4. 4 minus 1 is nothing but 3. So U and I is vector. So when you write 4, you don't think that you will get 4. It is 4 minus 1. So that's how you can now. Are you able to get a slice of a string? Yes. Perfect. So slice is nothing but part. Using index number, the problem is you can only access specific character. But you want specific group of characters, then you have to go for slicing. Slicing is all about the piece of a particular string. So you can use begin index as well as end index. Let's discuss a few more points. Out of begin index and index, if you don't specify beginning index, the default begin index is 0. Now here, you observe here, begin index, I'm leaving it empty. Okay, end index I'm writing as 3. 3 is nothing but 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is nothing but 2. So the output is SUN. That's what I have mentioned. The output is SUN. Look at this. So it's not compulsory that if you have to specify begin index. If you don't specify begin index, the default value is 0 in the begin index. SUN. Are you understanding? Similarly, if you don't specify ending index, it returns all the characters till the end of the string. The beginning index is 2, that is nothing but n, and ending index I have not specified. When I don't specify ending index, from the beginning index it returns all the characters. It can be any number of characters. It returns the entire string from the beginning. So the output of this will be, what is the output from 2? That is NIL. Are you getting NIL? So begin index is optional. Ending index is also optional. When you don't specify the beginning index, the default index is 0. If you don't specify ending index, it returns the entire string. Got it? So that's how you have to understand with respect to beginning index and ending index. If you don't specify beginning index and ending index, it returns the entire string. If your requirement is entire string, you don't need to use slice operator. Just you can write the entire string as A, you get the entire string. But just for information, if you both is empty, then the entire string is displayed. Clear? So how to use slicing? I hope I'm very clear. You know, in a string, you know how to access specific character by using index number, and you also know how to use slicing so that you can get the slice of a particular string. Okay, next. Very frequently used function in string is length. What is length? Participants, what is length? Length is a function. How do you identify it? We already have discussed this clearly in the yesterday session. Anything which is happening, opening brackets and closing brackets. Am I right, participants? Anything which is happening, having opening brackets and closing brackets is a function. Print is also a function. Type is also a function. Similarly, we have a function called length, which returns the length of the string. For example, I want the length of the string A. What length will return? Observe here. Length will return the number of characters present in the string. How many characters are there? Total. So indentation error, because you should not give any extra spaces before the beginning of the line. You know it. 5. So Sunil is how many characters? You can see here it is 5 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is total 5 characters. So length will return the length of the string. Length will return the length of the string. Got it? Perfect. Any questions? Any questions in understanding strings, understanding index numbers, how to use index numbers in strings, how to use slicing with respect to string? Let's proceed. Let us proceed. Participants, you may understand the concepts, but if you are very serious, you have to spend some time watching the video. You have to spend some time practice. Just listening the sessions, coming to the course and listening the sessions, and then if you're not practicing, if you're not reviewing the recorded sessions, then obviously you will not retain the concepts. If you're very serious, as you know, if you're very serious with your career, as you know, Python is the most widely used programming language as of now, then what are you waiting for? Please take the advantage. Okay, advantage of the recording, stay focused, spend some time. If your priority is learning, spend some time and practice whatever we are learning. Only when you practice, you will maintain the interest and curiosity in learning the subject. Okay, so we have learned about how to use length function. Let's proceed. Look at this. Requirement. Requirement. Look at the requirement. I want to convert this particular string, Sunil, into this particular string. The difference is I want to convert this string to this string. You may have a question, sir, both are same. Yes, you have both are same, no doubt. But if you observe, the first character I have converted into uppercase. First character I have converted into uppercase. This is what I want. So I want to convert this particular string to this particular string. So that means I want to convert the first letter to lower uppercase and remaining letters should be as it is. How can you do it? How can we do it? Okay. Look at the way. So we have to slowly build the logical skills for troubleshooting. Especially, you have to slowly build logical skills. Look at the way we have to frame a logic to convert this particular string to this particular string. Look at the steps. Understand these 3 lines. Understand these 3 lines. Okay. Variable A, initializing a value Sunil, all the letters in lowercase. So print of A, obviously Sunil is printed, no doubt. Now you want to control first character. You want to change this one, right? How do you control the first character? By using indexing. Index number starts with 0. So I am printing A of 0. That is nothing but it returns small s. On this particular small s, I'm using one more function called upper. In strings, we have one more function, like length is a function related to string. What length will do? Length of it returns length of string. We have a function called upper. What this upper function will do? It will convert this particular lowercase letter to uppercase. So the output of line number 7 is letter S in uppercase. So I am explaining you step-by-step process. First, how can we convert this particular S to uppercase? I'm using a function called upper. So in Python, we have upper function. What is upper? Anything which is having opening brackets and closing brackets is a function. Upper function in Python. Sorry. Upper returns a string where all the characters in uppercase. All the characters will be converted, but I don't want to convert all the characters. Upper will convert all the characters to uppercase, but I don't want to convert all the characters. I want to convert only the first character. How do you control the first character? You can control the first character by using index. Okay, look at the output. Look at the output. Python file name abc dot. So this is line number 3. This is line number 7. Only one character I have converted to upper. So let's say, for example, you want second character to be converted. Instead of, let's say you want third character. Third character index number is 0, 1, 2. Index number 2. Third character is converted. Third character is a. But what is my requirement? I want to convert first character. So I have converted first character to first character. I can control it by using index number 0. Convert this. So this part I have achieved it. Next, but what is my output? What is my output? My requirement output is only first character should be converted and remaining characters should be as is. So what's the next line? How to get the remaining characters? Tell me. How to get the remaining? How to get this particular remaining characters? So that's what I want. This we have achieved it. Now I want to join the remaining characters. I want this particular slice. So we have slicing. I want this particular slice. How do you access this particular slice? The beginning index is 1, and I want rest of all the characters. It can be 4 characters, 5 characters, 10 characters. I don't worry. So I leave the remaining index. I leave the ending index. When I leave the ending index, it returns the entire characters from the beginning character. From the one, entire characters are written, and that I want to add it to yes, right? So you can use plus in the strings. Plus symbol in strings is called as concatenation. The plus symbol is called concatenation. Concatenation is like but joining, like a glue. So this will return uppercase yes plus joining with remaining slice of a particular string from the beginning index 1 to entire characters. This is how we have to break the logic. Now Sunil is converted to uppercase. Okay. Perfect. So that's how we have stepped up. So first I have clearly stepped. That's why I have explained step by step. First I have explained how to control the first character. Then I explained how to convert it to uppercase by using upper function. After converting upper function, then you want the rest of strings to be added. That's all you have to do. Now the particular values will be converted into the required statement. So that's how you have to break it. Clear? Clear about this? Now, so logic, we have to inculcate logical thinking. We have to inculcate the logical thinking. Okay? So this is how. So once you practice, slowly you'll understand it. Spend some time. Very important. If you're very serious, spend some time. Python is very interesting. Okay, let's move on. Now, this particular value, I want to store it in a one more variable b, and I want to print b. It's up to you. Okay. It's just for information. Instead of printing this particular entire value, instead of passing it to print function, I'm storing it in the variable b. So a will have sunil, will print of b will have. So I have one more variable, and that particular variable has converted. So this is Sunil, and I have converted to this one. This is variable A, and this is variable. Got it? So like this, so you have to use this particular upper function to convert the case from upper to lower or lower to upper, whichever you want, you can do it. We have upper function. Similarly, we have lower function to convert the uppercase letters to lowercase. Now, let's learn about positive indexing and negative indexing. Whatever the index numbers which I have shown you today, index number starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is positive indexing. This is positive indexing. There is a negative indexing in strings. There is a negative indexing. What is negative indexing? That is What is negative indexing? I have an image to explain you negative indexing. This is negative indexing. Positive indexing, we already have learned. Index number starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is positive indexing. What is negative indexing? Negative indexing starts from right. There is no 0. In negative indexing, observe, there is no, it does not start with 0. It starts with -1 in the reverse order. Negative indexing. Okay. Now, if you want to access last character, L. If you want to access last character, if you want to print only the last character, there are two options. You can use positive indexing, you can use negative indexing. Both you can use it. You can use positive indexing, you can use negative indexing. For example, I want to access last character. I can use positive indexing 4. 4 is nothing but last character, right? I'm talking about positive indexing. L will be printed in line number 5. L is printed. Let's say you can also use negative indexing. Instead of 4, you can write -1. Copy, paste. This is positive indexing, I got the output L. Negative indexing, I got the output L. So there are two indexing, positive indexing, negative indexing. If you want to access first character, you can use positive indexing 0. You can also use negative indexing -5. Anything you can use it. Okay. So remember, if anyone asks you, do you know about negative indexing? Don't think that I don't know. Yes, there is a negative indexing concept also. Normal positive indexing, index number starts with 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Negative indexing, there is no concept of 0. It starts with -1. Starts with -1. You may have a question, Sunil, what is the need for negative indexing? What is the need for negative indexing? Let's try to understand in what scenarios negative indexing is used. Look at this. I want to convert Sunil to this particular Sunil. I want to convert Sunil to this particular string. What is the difference? The difference is very simple. Only last letter should be in uppercase. Rest of thing will be in lowercase. Okay. How to do it? If you want to apply this, if this is the requirement, let's break that. SUNI. So this part is as is, and let's break the last letter as well. You have to do it. Okay. Next, how do you control last letter? How do you control last letter? You can control it by using positive indexing. You can also control it by using negative indexing. Okay. Yes. Last letter, if you want to control it, look at this. How to get this slice? How to get this particular slice? SUNI. Okay. Now, index number starts with 0 because from the beginning you want slice operator, square brackets, begin operator. And what should be this? SUNI is nothing but 0, 1, 2, 3. I can hardcode 3. I can hardcode 3 or 3 minus 1, n minus 1, right? I can hardcode 4. Instead of hardcoding 4, I can write it as length of a minus 1. What length will it in? Length of a is nothing but 5. 5 minus 1 is nothing but 4. I can hardcode it. So length of a is nothing but 5. 5 minus 1 is nothing but 4. So when you write 4, 4 minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 will be printed. Next, plus concatenation. I can use negative indexing quickly. I don't need to count it. Sunil is only 5 characters. If there is a very big word, for example, there is a very big word, Czechoslovakia. You want to access last character. You want to access the last character. Quickly can write -1. You don't need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and what is a particular character. When you want to really want that last character, happily quickly shortcut is -1. So in such cases, negative indexing is used. If you want to quickly access the last character, you don't need to count it. Happily use -1. -1 will refer to the last character. Last character you want to convert it to upper. Last character will be converted to upper and then and concatenating with remaining characters. That's all. Are you understanding? So that's how it happens. So that is a need for negative indexing, especially when you want to access last character. Happily will be there's a frequently used option called -1, which will help you to access the last character. So everything will be stored in the B, and I want to print B. I want to print B. Let's see, L is converted. This is A. I've never hard-coded. I have not used 4. I have not hard-coded. So it applies for any big value. For example, instead of Sunil, if I write Sunil KUNAR, the last character will be converted into uppercase. It is dynamic, right? Yes. So here that the string can be of 5, length of the string can be 5 or 10 or 20. Your logic is in such a way, last character will be converted into uppercase and then it shows you. Dynamic. I have not hard-coded, right? I have not hard-coded 4, 5. It doesn't matter. It returns the length -1. Okay, so till this part we get it. And last character we were converting. So how do you access last character? You have not hard-coded. If it is positive indexing, you have to hard-code, right? This is a positive indexing. So if it is positive indexing, I have to hard code 4. It can be 4 or the string is bigger. It can be 10, 9. This is variable. Whereas negative indexing, last character will be always -1. So logically, I'll use -1 to access the last character. I don't use 4 because 4 it can be 4 or this variable can change. So that's how never hard. We have to build a logic. So like this, we will be using negative indexing if you want to exclusively access the last character. I hope you have understood the importance of negative indexing also. Perfect. One more important point. As I told you, Edit Plus is a preferable than Notepad. It's up to you. You can use Edit Plus or you can use also Notepad. It's up to you. But if you want to use Edit Plus, I hope you have installed Edit Plus. Comes with the trial version of 30 days. But participants, I'm mentioning a key here. Use this particular key to activate that particular Edit Plus. Okay, so when you're installing Edit Plus, it will ask you to activate. It will ask you to enter 2 values. Enter these 2 values. Edit Plus will be activated for lifetime. This is just for your information. Next. Understanding plus. Plus is like joining 2 strings. Okay, plus is used whenever you want to concatenate 2 strings. Please use plus. It works like a concatenation. For example, this is 1 string, so this is 1 more string. I can join both the strings by using plus, and then everything will be printed at once. Please observe. Sunil and Kumar both are concatenated and printing both the values. It's like joining. It's like applying a glue, gum. Okay, which will concatenate. So plus is always used to combine both the strings. To combine both the strings. Next. Acts like a concatenation. Try this. I'm using what I'm trying to do. Please observe here. I want to comment this outline, comment it. Hash is for commenting. Commenting is nothing but that line will be ignored. That line will not be executed. When you write hash, that acts like a comment. Now here I'm concatenating. What I'm concatenating a string and an integer. You can concatenate 2 strings, that's okay. But can you concatenate string and an integer? Do you think it will work? Let's try it. If you have a doubt, always try it. Error, read the error message. Can only concatenate string to string. Explaining very clearly, not integer. How beautifully our Python robo is explaining to us. You are trying to concatenate, and it is explaining you can concatenate string to string only. You cannot use integer. So concatenation acts with strings only. You cannot use string with integer. Very good. Next. So both the arguments should be string. Very good. What about this? What is this? I'm multiplying string using concatenation will not work with integer. What about multiplication? Generally, what we think is if concatenation is not working with integer, obviously multiplication will not work. But for our surprise, string is getting multiplied. String is getting multiplied. Okay, when you want a particular string to be repeated, especially in advertisements, in a news channel, you will find some for advertisement a particular brand will be repeated, is it? Okay, so when you want that particular string to be repeated, okay, so you can use multiplication. You can multiply the string. Got it? You can multiply the string. If you want some spaces between the string, like a scrolling, happy, you can give some spaces. This is space. Scroll. And spaces also getting multiplied. That's it. So remember, concatenation will not work, but multiplication. Concatenation is nothing but addition will not work with integers, but string can be multiplied. So can I write 3 in the beginning and then string at the end? Can I change it? Don't think it will work. Order I am changing. I'm using first integer and then I'm using string. Is it working? Yes, it is working. It's up to you. So multiplication of string is possible. The string will be repeated those many number of times. Can you multiply 2 strings? That is what. Do R&D. Whenever you do R&D, you'll understand how a Python robot will behave. Can you multiply both the strings? Can you use multiply? Cannot multiply because of type strings. Both strings cannot be multiplied, obviously. Okay, got it? So this is how multiplication you cannot multiply it. Clear about this. So this is all. So this entire 50 minutes of training, first 50 minutes, we have extensively discussed with strings. Now you know how to deal with strings, you know positive indexing, you know how to access specific character by using index number. You know there is a slice. You can, if you want to get a piece of a particular string, you can use slicing. Okay, you can use slicing, and you also now know that there is a negative indexing. Frequently use negative indexing values -1 if you want to access the last character. You can concatenate strings by using plus. You can multiply strings, but you cannot concatenate string with integer. So how many concepts, very important concepts we have learned. Now, let's move on to the concept of typecasting. Let's move on to the concept of type. What is important? This is also important from the interview point. This is also important from the interview point of view. What is typecasting? What is typecasting? Okay, look at this. As I have in the beginning of the session, like how what we have discussed, this 10 is an integer. Agree? 10 is an integer. But the same value 10, if you enclose it in single quotes, it is not considered as an integer. It is considered as string. 10.5 is a float. Is a float. Okay, so these are all data types in Python. We have integer data type, we have string data type, we have float data type, we have Boolean data type. When you want to convert one data type to other data type, when you want to convert a particular value, okay, for example, 10, you want to convert it to string. So in that case, when you want to convert one data type to other data type, a value to other data type, that is called typecasting. Process of converting values from one data type to other data type. String to number, number to string, Boolean to string, string to Boolean. So this concept of converting data types is called as typecasting. Look at the theory. Converting value from one data type to other data type is called typecasting. This conversion, how do you convert it? By using functions, typecasting functions. We have int function, float function, bool function, string function. So if anybody asks in the interview, can we convert the values to other data type? Yes, we can. Okay, by using this typecasting function. Or they'll ask you, what is typecasting? You have to say typecasting is the process of converting values from one data type to another. Okay, now if you use int, so these are functions, right? And remember, very simple logic to understand. If you use what function it is, integer function. If you use integer function, the result is integer. If you use float function, the result is float. If you use bool function, the result is bool. If you use string function, the result is string. The result is dependent on the function name. So when you use integer, the result is integer. Okay, let's get into practicals. I'm talking about int function. As I told you, use it to convert values from other data types to integer. Result is integer because if it is integer, result is integer. Now, tell me, participants. Okay. 10.782 is what data type? 10 points, 10.5, 10, anything in decimal values is a float. It is very clear that this is a float value. That I am passing it to which function? Integer. So what integer function will do? It gives integer. This particular 10.782 will be converted into integer and that will be stored in the variable A. So let us print A. This is what value? Float value. Okay, so what function I'm using? I'm using integer function. What integer function will do? This particular float value will be converted into integer. What is the integer? That means it will remove the decimal part. It will remove this particular decimal part. It removes the decimal part and it gives you only the integer, that is 10. Let's try. And so what it is doing, integer should convert into integer. So how to identify integer? Decimal points, remove it, then it becomes integer. That's what it blindly removes the decimal part and gives you integer. That's it. So int function will return an integer. Okay, now same function, instead of decimal, I'm passing a Boolean value. I'm passing a Boolean value. What is true is a Boolean value. If I pass to that integer function, if I pass 10.782, it removes the decimal part and gives you 10. But if I'm passing to the same function, if I'm passing true, what it will return? For true is represented with what number? 1, isn't it? So I think the result is 1. True is indicated as 1. True is converted into 1, whereas false is represented with 0. False is represented as 2. Got it? Perfect. When you don't want decimals, when you want integers to be printed, in such case, use this particular typecasting function integer. Got it? Got it? Yes or no? For example, when this kind of integers in function is used, for example, in a bank statement, let's say there's an interest of rupees 10,521.26, but in the bank statement they don't want to show 0.26, so it is converted into integer and it will only show you the integer values. Whenever decimal values should be ignored, Whenever decimal value should be ignored, in such case, go for integer function. So floats will be converted to integer and will be shown. Next. So int always results in an integer. True is represented as true is also considered as integer 1 and false is considered as integer 0. Float function. Reverse. What float function will do? What int function will do? Int function will convert float to integer. Float function will convert integer to float. What I am passing integer. What float will do? This 15 will be converted into floating value. What is the floating value of 15? What is floating value of 15? 15.0. Anything after point is a decimal, is a float. So equivalent integer value of 15, the equivalent float value is 15.0. Got it? Isn't it? In computer generated messages, for example, when computer generated checks, banks will generate the checks at the particular point as per the rules. The value should be, for example, 15,000, but the computer generated value will be 15,000.00. So when you want mandatory, the decimal values to be printed, there are some cases. Mandatory, the decimal value should be shown. In such case, use float. Both the ways. If you don't want decimals, please use integer, it returns integer. If you want floats, use float function, it returns in the float. Okay. What is this? Float will return the floating point of true. True is converted as 1 in case of integer. If it is float, it will be converted as 1.0. Agree? If it is integer, it will convert into 1. If it is float, it will be 1.0. In the same way, for false, it is 0.0. Is it 0.0? That's right. For false, it is 0.0. Okay, so that's all. Bool will return the Boolean value. Bool return the value, Boolean value. What do you mean by Boolean value? Participants. 10 is an integer. Bool function bool returns Boolean. So 10 is a what value? It's a true value. Any value other than 0 is true. It can be 10 or 11 or 12, any value other than 0. Only 0 is considered as false. Rest of all the values, even negative, any value, even negative value is also considered as true. So the converted bool always returns Boolean. Boolean is having two options, only true or false. It returns only true or false. Any value it returns true. Need not be 10. It can be 130, 135, any value. It is converted because bool is having only two values, true or false. If you write 0, then bool will be considered as equivalent value of 0 is false. So that's what the bool does. Okay. If the argument is 0, it returns false. Otherwise, any value it returns true only. Even string also it is considered as true only. Okay. Need not be integer. Even string is also considered as true only. It can be 10 or 130, any value it is considered as true. So bool returns only two values, either true or false. Empty string returns false. Empty string returns false. Remember, always empty string returns false. Okay, string. Total, how many typecasting functions we are having? As mentioned, there are 4 typecasting functions. Integer will return integer, float will return float, bool returns only two values, either true or false. String will return strings. For example, if you pass 10, this 10 integer will be converted to string, that is nothing but like this in single quotes. If you pass decimal value, the decimal value, anything will be in, she will be written in single quotes. Okay. That number will be converted into string and string will be displayed. But here, strings of output will not be shown as single quotes. You cannot see it as single quotes. No, single quotes are not displayed, isn't it? But it is internally a string value. It is internally a string value. Same way, 10.5 will be converted into a string 10.5 will be converted into string, and the string is displayed. We cannot identify single quotes because single quotes are not displayed, isn't it? Are you understanding? If you write A equal to Sunil A, so Sunil is printed. Single quotes is not shown, so that's the default behavior. Single quotes are not shown, but this is string in the same way. If you write in the same way, strings will not, single quotes are not displayed. When you write true, also true will be converted to single quotes and it will show you. False also, Boolean value is also converted into single quotes and it will show you. So final results will be always in strings. So process of changing from one data type to other data type is called as casting. Clear about this? Yes. So this is our plan for today's session. I hope you have enjoyed it. So what are the new concepts we have learned? Extensively, we have learned about strings. You know how to deal with indexing in strings, how to access specific characters, how to use slicing in string, beginning index, ending length function, which we have used. Negative indexing, we have used multi-line string literal, slice, length function, positive indexing, negative indexing, we have used. And we also have learned how can we convert the values from one data type to other data type by using typecasting functions. Got it? Perfect. I hope you have enjoyed the session. Please join tomorrow. If you have taken a decision, please complete the payment formalities. I hope you know it. I hope you are already in the WhatsApp group. If you're not in the WhatsApp group of this particular batch, please join the WhatsApp group using the link which I'm posting in the chat box. This is the WhatsApp community link. Not WhatsApp group, it is a WhatsApp community link. Please post it in the chat box. Okay, so there's exclusive WhatsApp community created for this particular batch. Yes, Srinivas, good morning.
Sir, is this 30-day course includes advanced Python as well?
What do you mean by advanced Python? You're talking about Django framework,
Not exactly.
Amphi and Pandas and all the stuff.
No, in the start of this today class, you told yesterday's class, you told that this will be an basic Python. So
Correct.
that is the reason
Yes.
I have a doubt.
This is basic Python.
Okay, this 30-day course includes only basic Python.
Basics of Python. Correct.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you all. See you tomorrow for much more learning in Python. Have a good time.